Okay, everybody, welcome to Shade Tree Sarge today. Another episode of that. No, Sarge 1911 here, and welcome to the channel. You know, I'm glad that you're able to join me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to enjoy making it. I really am appreciative of all the subscribers. We're really getting close to a very critical mark, and it's just booyah! Loving it. And you guys who've not subscribed, please do. Check us out, get a reminder. Click the little ring dingy. If you're looking at us from somewhere else, like a rumble, get notifications and see what you can find out. We're headed over there too. It's all fun, all right? So, today, we're going to talk about something new to me. It's not a 1911, but it is one of those handguns that go back from, you know, almost a century ago that has made a mark in history. You know, like the Colt single action armies and the Browning high power and the Remington 870s and the Winchester Model 12 shotguns. It's an iconic firearm. We're going to look at it real quick. I'm going to open up the box and I'm going to try to do my best to show you what I got. It's a SIG Sauer. Some of you may be guessing. This thing's still in plastic. Here's one magazine. It's a 9mm SIG Sauer. Got two magazines come with it. Take it out and look. It's a SIG 210. Now, guys, I don't know anything about them. It's a SIG 210. I'm gonna pull this little rinky-dinky tag off here so I don't look like Minnie Pearl. But you know, this weapon's never been fired until today. We're gonna light it up. This one here happens to be the NRA, Friends of the NRA, and I want you to look at it. If nothing else, look at the side of it. Pretty. It's got the markings on this side engraved. It's right here. It says the 2019 gun of the year on the side of it. So you know, these things are really sought after, high quality handguns. I'm not familiar with them. We're going to get familiar with them and see what goes on. But you know, these things, let me tell you what I do know about them. I know they started trying to produce them in the late 30s and World War II come around and they stopped. And then after the war they come out with them, and this is a Swiss made handgun. They come out with them and I believe they call them the Pistole 48 or Pistole 49. And you know, so about 1948 they were finished producing them, and I think the Swiss Army picked them up in 1949, and they produced them for only a handful of people up until 2006. 2006 they ceased production of them, and then they started producing them again in 2010, and they produce them now. Now, one thing is kind of ironic about them, in all this almost 100 years they've only produced 350,000 of them. So they don't produce very many of them, and when they do produce them, they're only like a run of 500, a run of 49, you know. So they're kind of unique, but I hear they are extremely nice handguns. They're used a lot in competition guns. This one here's got a nice set of sights on it that are, I believe, are adjustable, and I believe this one's going to be the target model. But you know, I know I was reading a little bit, and you guys can go out and read the same thing, and if I get tongue-tied and mess it up, go fact check me and be nice. If you have a serial number that has a P in it, it was for the police. If you have a serial number that had an A in it, it was for the Army. And if you had one that had a D in it, it was for like the Deutsch or the German Guard or the German Border Guard. This one has neither, so this one is serial number for the NRA, and it's a very nice handgun. Now, I know they made a run of them that they called the P210 Heavy, which I'm assuming it was a heavier gun for competition and, you know, target shooting. And then they made a run of like 500 of them in that. So they're pretty, you know, if you run up one of those, you're talking about a high dollar collectible piece. Now, I'm going to talk about the handgun itself. You know, it's kind of like the CZ in a way, and I want to tell you what I'm looking at. And you know, which come first, the chicken or the egg, I don't know. The slide on this thing sets down, and you see it's unloaded. I'm going to point at you. The slide sets down inside the frame like the CD. CZ, I'm sorry, not CD, CZ. So it's not on top of the frame again, it's down inside, and we got less slide to work with, like the CZ. Kind of interesting that, you know, like I said, which come first, chicken or the egg? This thing was, you know, basically in the 48, 49 time period. Nice and slick slide. It's got a slide lock on it, sort of like a lot of other handguns of this nature, like a 1911 right here on the side. You know, there is a safety here, right here. It is not ambidextrous, it's only on the one side. The pistol grips, you know, what does it remind me of? Probably some of the other SIGs, I'm not sure. You know, the only other SIGs I'm really familiar with is the 1911s, and of course this is not a 1911 SIG. But I do think it's interesting to notice out, this is wood, and the wood goes all the way around. Now, it is two pieces. There's a fine hair right there. So you do have two pieces of wood, but I think it's interesting that you have a pistol grip that goes all the way around, and how fine a job they've done fitting the pistol grip here, really well. And if you're looking around the beaver tail there, what a fine job they've done. You know, this thing's supposed to be tuned like a Swiss watch, you know, and you know, this thing is really supposed to be something else. And I can tell you right now, you see me take it out of the plastic, it is really, the slide on it is just remarkable. It, you know, it's damn sure not a polymer gun. It's smooth. It's really smooth. Like I said, it's not been fired. What I'm going to do is lock a slide back, and just for my own benefit, I'm going to see if I can find it here and see what I can do with my trigger gauge. It does not have the safety here. And you know, I like a 1911, it don't have the beaver tail bump safety on it, but it does have a nice beaver tail. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of see what I can get this trigger to pull at. I'm going to think it's probably going to be pretty good, but let me try to hold it right out here. I must be doing it wrong. See if I can try to hold it here. I'm trying to do it without sitting on the table or anything. It's having a little bit more difficult time. Let's try it again. I don't want to cheat. Yeah, I'm not doing something right. It don't matter. Nice handgun. I think the trigger's the way it's breaking it is. It's got a long draw on it here. So it's got a lot of take up before it does get to the back, and then when it gets back, it's there. But there's such a take up on it. I'm gonna try it again. That just frustrates me to not be able to get it. But you guys know, I'm not playing make-believe out here. I'm playing real guns and Indians, cowboys and Indians, whatever you want to call it. There you go. So that broke at 3.1. So we got so far there you go again. So you know, we're breaking at about 3.14, somewhere in there. So we do got a, you know, way less than 4 pound, and it's that awkwardness. I'm sure it's going to be better than that. But what I'm going to do, see if we can get it to go bang bang bang. Let me load up. It comes with 2 magazines. Now you got to remember, when this thing was built, we weren't talking about high capacity back then. You know, back then we're still talking about, you know, about the same time period that the Browning high power was made, and high power at the time wasn't, you know, not how big a bullet, but how many rounds. So this thing here, I think, is going to only hold about 8 rounds or so, but it's fun. 8 rounds, and that's a lot. But you got to remember, this pistol was only issued to about, I think, 4 or 5 countries. You had the Swiss who used it, Morocco who used it. A couple of presidential guards used it. So I'm talking about just a handful of people even used a handgun. 350,000 total manufacturing in the last almost, you know, 90 years or so. 350. There's not a lot of them out there. They're highly collectible. And you would think with only 350,000 of them, they're going to be, like I said, used a lot in target practice and stuff. So we're going to load it up and see. I'm expecting to be impressed by it. the feel of it in your hand. The ergonomics are good. It's the trigger feels good. The slide is really slick and feels good. Like I said, I've not even cleaned it. I've not done anything. So if we do have a problem with it, I'm going to make the assumption that it's probably me right now doing it. But let me see if I can get my hearing protection on and turn around. See what we can do. See if we can... That slide just feels really, really nice. It sits down there. It's a good looking thing. I'm sure it gets some cat calls in its day. Magazine fits really tight. I think I'm going to take one out. I think I've got it stuffed just one too tight. I don't feel good about that. Let's see if we can make it. It went in, but I didn't like the way it sat there. All right, it's loaded. I tell you what, guys, it is every bit you've ever heard it could be. The trigger on this thing is absolutely slicker than shit. I mean, it is cool. The slide on it, this thing functions like a handgun is supposed to function. Woo, doggy. Man, 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 man. Man. Now, I've got it stuffed one too many full again. You can see down at the bottom, it's not wanting to ride. And see how that round stuck up in the air like that? I'm itching for a failure. Let's see what it does. No, it went ahead and fired it. I'm gonna put the weapon on safe. I'm gonna put my head back on. Man, that trigger is something else. It doesn't take anything to get that thing going. You best be paying attention, and you'll get a double tap on it. Let me hold it up, tighten up my grip a little bit. Must have been a dead. Man, like that. I'm going to bend over real quick and pick up this one that failed to go off and just see what the difference was. There is no light strike on it, so I'm thinking the weapon just was not ready to go. Let me see if I can turn around here. I'm going to load another magazine. I got to shoot some more. This thing is absolutely fits well. It shoots well. Man, it's just too bad that something like this is what you can't just, you know, it's not practical to carry it as a daily carry weapon, because if it was, man. But you know, that might be why in my mind I'm thinking so much about that CZ, because that CZ's got that slide sitting back in there, and that CZ reminds me between the two. We'll put a link to the CZ75 in there and let you look at that for you guys who are not familiar with it or want to go take a look. It's the slide sits down inside the frame like a CZ, and the CZ shoots well. I just think, man, the only thing I would like to do different with this thing would be add more capacity to it, because, man, this thing is just sweet, 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 sweet. You know, we got a trigger that's just over 3 pounds. It is ergonomically correct. It's the right size. It's the right weight. There's no recoil. You can just pop, 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 bang, 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 bang. Booyah! Man, that's some good stuff. Let me load up again. Now, I'll tell you what, before I load up again, I'm going to go ahead and load up the magazine, because I know damn well I'm going to want to shoot it again. You know, it's one of those things, it's like my daughter-in-law, I don't know what the hell am I saying, my daughter, she bought me a t-shirt for Christmas, says Ammo-holic. That's big. Could you imagine that? Me wanting to shoot more? Ammo-holic. Let me go ahead and load it up. I'm going to shoot it. I know I was going to want to shoot it. I tell you what though, really, really impressed with the handgun. Now I'm going to turn around and see what we can do. Yeah, man, I just wish that thing had about a 20 round magazine in it. But then it wouldn't be a P210, would it? So. Woo. Booyah! Man, 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 you know, boys and girls, I think that'll be enough for today's lesson because I'm just falling in love. I tell you what, let's do though. Let's wrap it up. We're gonna get a big cold glass of iced tea until we shoot again. Shoot safe, shoot straight, HOOAH.